Hello, beautiful people. Samson Williams here, back for our fourth video in this series, how at the top of the corporate ladder is entrepreneurship. Because you can climb up the corporate ladder, but they're going to either kick you off or you need to have your own parachute. So here in video four, let's do a quick recap of the first three things that we talked about. After 10, 15, 20 years, you've climbed the corporate ladder. You got to pivot because you need to get the fuck off. So again, you can't climb down the corporate ladder. You got to get off. So you're going to have some options to pivot. You can start over. That was our first video. You can go to entrepreneur life, which is a startup life, which is, oh my God, I only recommend that to my enemies. We might have some common enemies too, by the way. And number three is you can become an investor. So that's what we're going to talk about here as we're doing our little series about what happens at the top of the corporate ladder. So we're going to talk about being an investor. Let me share my screen with you. Boom, there we go. Here we go. We've already seen this. We know at the top of the corporate ladder, you're in that senior level. If you're an 80s baby like myself, if you're a little bit older than me, you're a 70s baby, you were born in the disco era, you're in that C-suite, you want to pivot. Those are your options. There are some other options, but these are primary four. And on this one, we're going to talk about pivot number three, becoming an investor. I actually don't have any recommendations for this. Being an investor is super hard. The reason it's super hard is because, well, startup life sucks. There is no easy way to predict a winner. That's why. You're probably a type A personality. You're a titan of the apocalypse of the industry, rather. You're a mover and a shaker. You rely on data. You think you rely on data to make all these decisions for large or enterprises, for multi-billion-dollar companies. You run a $1 trillion asset, whatever it happens to be. But when you start investing, particularly in startups, oh my goodness, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's not quite as bad as investing in cryptocurrencies because that has absolutely no basis and reason, but it's super hard to invest in startups because what are the ones you should be investing in? I don't know. Where do you find them? I don't know. Who can you trust that says this is a valid investment? I don't know. There are some people who do research. They can lead you in a specific direction. But I'll tell you, like I tell my kids at Columbia University, because one of my pivots since I left Fannie Mae is I now teach at Columbia University. This summer, we're going to teach a class on the space economy, which I'm very excited about. You probably don't care. So you're going to say, hey, Samson, what do I need to know about investing in general? Number one, first thing about investing in general, overnight success. The hardest part of anyone's overnight success is the first 10 years. So if you're going to make an investment, you should be thinking in a 10-year time period. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to invest in this company, then I'm going to get out in a year, that's actually not an investment, that's a speculation. So you've got to be prepared to make the investment and then be comfortable with not seeing any returns with probably a 98% chance of loss, 98% chance you just lost all your money within the first 10 years. Anything less is, good luck. Again, if you can become a success overnight, you can also lose all your money overnight. So if you're investing in this hot thing that's a fad, you're just done. If you're going to make an investment, you should be thinking in terms of a decade. The second thing is never underestimate luck. Estimate luck. In 2014, this gentleman by the name of Anthony Johnson, he was a CISO at Fannie Mae. He told me to get on LinkedIn, wear better socks, and then buy some Bitcoin. I didn't know what that was, but I was like, fair enough. I got a bonus and I bought me some Bitcoin. I had no idea what it was, but it was 2014. It wasn't that expensive. And I was like, let's take a gamble. That was just pure luck. Don't use that as an example, even though you're gonna be like, yeah, Samson made lucky. That was just stupidity combined, rather, that was ignorance combined with luck and timing. So never underestimate that. Again, overnight successes, they take about 10 years. If you're gonna make an investment, it takes about 10 years. Never underestimate the importance of luck. There'll be some people who say, hey, we're making data-driven decisions. And that's 100% bullshit, because if your gut tells you no, you're not gonna do it regardless of what the data says. And trust your gut because your gut is connected to the super processing known as your brain. And your brain actually tells you a lot of really smart things, but you very rarely listen to your instincts, but give your instincts a higher weight than the quote unquote data. The third thing is timing. It's like Samson, we're supposed to be talking about investing. Part of getting lucky is timing. You just got into the market at the right spot. You learned about an opportunity at the right time, and then you took the risk. We should put that down as number 4. Risk. Risky business. All investing is risky. You lose all your money. If you decide you want to quote unquote invest in alternative finances or alternative markets like cryptocurrencies, it's a great way not only to lose all your money, but also your relationships, your wife, your husband, etc. So you got to be aware that, hey, this is risky. You're combining risk with luck, with timing, and with patience so that over the course of a decade, you can make better sound decisions. Of course, you still got to figure out, where are these hot startups? Where are the best investment opportunities? I can assure you they're not within your current circles. If all you do is talk to the folks at work, well, then how are you supposed to know about emerging opportunities? You got to go find some weirdos. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you consider me a weirdo and be like, hey, I found this weirdo. He's telling me about the space economy. I should go investigate that. I'm like, yes, you should do that. You got to get off the beaten path, because if you're going to go become an investor, you're going to go become a shark or an angel. If you're on the beaten path, by the time you learn about the deal, so does everyone else. And it's like, there's no value in investing. You might make small investments. A small investments can be anything from, a $5,000 check to a $50,000 check, depending on your means. And if you're an accredited or retail investor. If you're not an accredited investor, means you don't make more than $200,000 a year for the last 2 years in a row, or $300,000 as a couple, then invest in startups. I recommend checking out investing in startups via Reg CF, regulation crowdfunding, which is made possible by the Jobs Act. Me and my buddy George, we wrote a book called Stop Sucking Up to VCs, where we're just talking to, this is George, by the way, if you're on that, there he goes, where we're talking to businesses who are looking to raise capital from potential investors like yourself. And so check out what are the options in the retail market for regulation crowdfunding. Go to startup competitions, go to pitch competitions, tap into your local ecosystem of startups and founders, put your ear on the street and think, hey, do I like their good product or service? And if so, would I invest in them if they're doing a crowdfunding campaign, or before as an angel investor? All of those things that you can think about. There's no secret formula for success other than it's a matter of patience, timing, risk, and luck. And on that note, good luck. We're going to talk to you about our 4th and final recommendation, which is at the top of the corporate ladder is entrepreneurship. Our 4th option is becoming a mentor. What? A mentor? Absolutely. You've already spent 2 to 3 decades in the game. You know a lot of things. There are some young people, particularly in the startup game, who are desperate for your knowledge, desperate for your network, desperate for your guidance. But again, you've got to get out of your comfort zone, because within your comfort zone, there is no magic. All the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. In our next video, we're going to talk about how you get out of your comfort zone. That's it for the moment. My name is Samson Williams. Share this video to whoever you think should watch it, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.